Speaking of forgetfulness, do you remember someone named Aragaki-san? He was at the dorm for a little while. I didn't really talk with him all that much. But whenever he crosses my mind, I feel this ache in my chest, though I'm not sure what. I get the feeling that there was something I had to do. I just don't know what it is or why I feel this way.
What's up, losers? Kitty3 here. Any fan of Persona 3 knows the significance of October 4th, 2009, unless you didn't reach that point in the game. And in that case, what are you doing here? Go finish and then come back. Anyways, October 4th, 2009 is the day we lost a fan favorite character in the game, Shinjiro Aragaki. He was a serious and cold character who excelled in combat on the outside, but on the inside he had a heart of gold.
I'm here if you need me.
He excelled at cooking, gardening, and was quite fond of dogs. How did Shinjiro end up meeting his tragic fate that day? Today we're going to revisit Shinjiro's past to get a better picture of who he is, what he's done, and the events that led up to his unfortunate end.
I've got no reason to stay enrolled after that.
Shinji, you know exactly how concerned Mitsuru is about you. You know what this form means to her, don't you?
Shinjiro's past made him push others away. To understand why, we have to start by going back in time, back to before the Dark Hour even existed.
Shadows have many mysterious abilities. Some research indicates they can even affect time and space. We think of them as our enemies, but what if we could somehow use them to our advantage? They could be a source of unimaginable power, couldn't they?
What?
14 years ago, one man pursued that very line of thinking. He was the former leader of the Kirijo group, Koetsu Kirijo, my grandfather.
Back then, the Kirijo group, led by Koetsu Kirijo, was gathering a large amount of shadows, as well as a team of top scientists in order to create a time manipulation device. Unfortunately, after learning about Nyx in the fall, an event that results in the annihilation of all humanity, he began to adopt nihilist views and became obsessed with making the fall a reality, which resulted in him going insane. He would continue to gather shadows en masse to try and revive Nyx. During the experiments, Ichiro Takaba, a brilliant scientist and employee of the Kirijo Corporation, as well as Yukari's father, also learned about the prophecy of the fall and objected to the idea, while the other scientists agreed to contribute to it. During the final steps of the process to revive Nyx, Ichiro interrupted the process of Nyx's revival and split Death into 13 parts. This resulted in the shadows going berserk and causing a massive explosion that destroyed the facility, as well as the original Gekkokan High School that was standing on top of it, which resulted in the creation of Tartarus and the Dark Hour. To get a better understanding of the Dark Hour, the Kirijo group rounded up 100 orphans from the streets and performed experiments on them to try and artificially awaken their personas so that they could investigate Tartarus. Due to the orphans' personas not being awakened by natural means, this resulted in most of the users being killed by their own personas due to being unable to control them. To maintain control of the personas, these users had to take drugs that would suppress them, which also resulted in very lethal side effects, such as a drastically reduced lifespan and the body losing its ability to regulate its temperature. By the time the experiment was cancelled, there were only 4 survivors, including Shinjiro himself. The other 3, Takaya, Jin, and Chidori, would go on to form Strega, a group of hitmen that would kill during the Dark Hour for money and satisfaction. Since they were on the verge of death, they believed that the Dark Hour was all that gave their life meaning. Shinjiro went on to join SEES after his fellow orphan, Akihiko, also decided to join. Due to Shinjiro's circumstances, Akihiko was initially against the idea, but Shinjiro insisted, even resorting to barging into the SEES dorm and refusing to leave. These events take us back to October 4th, 2007. A shadow is making its way into the city, while Mitsuru, Akihiko, and Shinjiro are on a mission in pursuit of it. These 3 individuals make up the original SEES group. During the mission, Shinjiro's persona went out of control. This resulted in the death of an innocent bystander. Due to being plagued by guilt from the incident, Shinjiro defected from SEES and stopped attending school to live as an outcast. This guilt would eat away at him for the rest of his life. He still kept in touch with Akihiko though, but would refuse to join SEES whenever Akihiko asked. Sometime in the future, he meets the new members of SEES a couple of times. while also reminiscing with Akihiko about their past. Now, let's fast forward to 2009. After enough begging from Akihiko, Shinjiro finally joins the group by this point. What they don't know is that he has only joined again due to their newest addition, Ken Amada, an orphan who has asked to join SEES because he understands why he was given his power. Ken is quite young, but very intelligent as well as very mature for his age, due to the loss of his mother, which forced him to give up his childhood. So what is it about this kid that made Shinjiro want to join up with SEES again? October 4th, 2009, exactly 2 years after the incident in 2007. It's a full moon, which means a big shadow is going to appear that can cause some major damage. The group gathers in preparation to destroy it. Shinjiro tells the group that he'll meet up with them later. Junpei is sent to fetch for Ken, but cannot find him in his room. To make things worse, 2 shadows appear this time instead of 1, leaving the group with a bigger fight on their hands. Once they successfully take down the giant shadows, they realize that Ken and Shinjiro are still missing. After returning to the dorm, they finally realize what is happening.
No one's here.
Anyway, why was Akihiko-san acting so weird? What's so special about October 4th?
October the 4th. That's right. I was so caught up in the operation that I didn't realize it. This is the day Amada's mother was killed.
You serious?
Yamagishi, I need you to find the 2 of them immediately. There's a good chance that they're together. Akihiko must have already realized that.
I understand. What's going on?
Although her death was officially listed as an accident, we're the ones who killed Amada's mother. It was 2 years ago, when we were pursuing an unusual shadow that had escaped into the city. We were in a residential area, but the shadow was all we were thinking about. Aragaki was still new, and he momentarily lost control of his power. Unfortunately, there was a casualty. Amada's mother.
No way. Are you shitting me?
Then Tekken-kun senpai is...
Amada volunteered to join us. But now that I think about it...
I found them! They're together, and another Persona user is nearby.
Akihiko?
No, it's a member of Strega.
That's not good.
It's an absolute nightmare.
The pieces of the puzzle have finally come together. The innocent bystander that Shinjiro's persona killed in the accident 2 years ago was Ken's mother, and Ken witnessed the whole thing. Since then, he believed that his reason for gaining his power was to get revenge against Shinjiro for the death of his mother. While the others were out carrying out the full moon operation, Ken had Shinjiro meet him at the spot where his mother died to exact his revenge. Shinjiro joined SEES with the intent to take full responsibility for his actions. Unfortunately, both of them are unaware that Takaya, the leader of Strega, a group of assassins trying to stop SEES from ending the Dark Hour, is lurking nearby, waiting to get some information regarding the identity of their navigator before he disposes of them.
I even thought about but Mom wouldn't have wanted that. That's why I decided that I had to find her killer. You! You said once that you wanted to forget what happened on that day. So when I found out it was a full moon today, I knew I had to confront you. Today, Mom is watching over me. I'll make you remember what you did to her. I'm gonna kill you!
Do it. Do it. I won't stop you. You're right. I wanted to forget. That's why I left the group and tried to suppress my power. But nothing I did could erase the memory. And now I find myself here, the last place I want to be. It's my fault. This is what I deserve. But let me give you one warning.
Warning?
If you decide to take my life, you'll end up like me. Just remember that.
Is that supposed to change my mind?
Even if all you have now is hatred, one day you'll regret it.
Shut up! That's a load of crap!
He is correct. There is no reason for him to feel regret. That is the nature of revenge. Is it not permissible to kill those who are themselves killers?
You.
The loss of Chidori has posed a bit of a challenge for us, but we cannot simply ignore your meddling. Do not fear. This life is but a stepping stone. Salvation shall be yours.
What?
You cannot defy fate. You shall die, whether or not it is at the hand of this boy. You've been taking those pills for some time now. You don't have much longer.
What's he talking about?
That's bullshit.
Listen to your body. You know it to be true.
What pills is he talking about? We're gonna go back to 2007. After Shinjiro defected from Seas, he needed a way to suppress his persona so that he could avoid hurting himself and others again. He was doing some shady deals with Strega behind the scenes to get some pills that allowed him to suppress it. In exchange, he was giving Strega information regarding the activities of Seas. Shinjiro, along with the members of Strega, obtain their personas through unnatural means. Due to this, they cannot fully control them, and when they get out of control, they will even try to kill their users. Unfortunately, these pills also have some lethal side effects, such as the user's body being unable to regulate its temperature. This is why Shinjiro always wears a coat and a hat. These pills also drastically shorten the lifespan of the users due to the damage that they do to the body. Once Ken realizes that Shinjiro will die no matter what, he loses his desire for revenge, which was his whole reason for living.
What does he mean? You're going to die? No matter what I do? That's not fair! All this time, I've been waiting for this!
The cause of death is not of importance. Besides, the breath of life is faint in you as well, child. After killing him, you were planning to join him, were you not? Since you are both destined to perish, allow me to do the honors. A slight change in timing shouldn't matter too much.
Takaya offers to put them both out of their misery. He aims at them and fires.
Go to hell.
No!
Now then, with what life you have left, answer me this. There is one like Chidori among you, is there not? This has enabled you to locate and defeat those we wish to protect. Now tell me, which one of you is it?
Takaya needs the identity of their navigator since she keeps leading Seas to the full moon shadows to defeat them. Shinjiro refuses to divulge this information to Takaya.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
There's no one.
Wait! It's me!
Is that true?
Yes. That's the only reason they let me join.
Ken, no!
Quiet. You had your chance.
It doesn't matter anymore. I'll never have my revenge. I have no reason to live.
I see. So you have achieved resolution. How enviable. Then you shall be first. Rest peacefully.
Before Takaya can shoot him in anger, Ken reveals that he is the navigator. This is a lie, of course. Fuka is the navigator. Takaya aims his weapon at Ken, ready to take his life.
What is the meaning of this? Why would you risk your life to save this child?
Shinji!
How very disappointing.
Shinjiro Senpai!
What's with a long face? Isn't this what you wanted?
No, Senpai!
It's all right. Give yourself time. Let your anger be your strength. Come on, kid. You're just a kid. You've got your whole life ahead of you, so don't waste it. Make it your own. Okay?
But I...